Big!
Good to be here. We just went through an extreme sound struggle, and I'm glad to hear all your voices.
It was traumatic, especially
It was-
since we don't know what caused it or what
Yeah.
why it started working again. But
For
It
all our
is-
YouTube viewers, Oak is disrobing.
damn,
Yeah.
I had a big cup of coffee, so now this fleece is starting to become oppressive.
Well, your sister just downed some Yammer Yager, so
I did.
she's about
I
to
just
probably
finished
take some
my-
clothes off too.
See,
Yeah,
so I am along with the listeners, I am confused about what you guys are talking about. Why are you eating Yarmir Yager?
Because
a 45-year-old hockey player?
I was eating a yogurt, and it came out as yogurt, and I turned it into Yammer yogurt. And then just
Alright.
keep eating Yammer yogurt. Over the space of 11 seconds, this whole thing happened.
I like it.
Fizzle, what has been going on with you lately?
Not much. I went and bought candy with Jen Savage yesterday during our lunch break.
What kind?
She bought sour belts and a box of Spree, and the guy goes $11.33, and she goes, I cannot believe I'm spending $12 on candy right now. But we went to that. Remember the Tasty Delight on Spring Street? That
Yes.
no one. I don't even think they've changed the candy out in like the 10
No.
years since we've been there.
Not at all. It gets
And
better
Jen's
as
over
it
there.
ages.
Jen's pulling out the drawers and she's like fishing for stuff. And then we sampled a couple of things. And that was my day yesterday.
It's okay. She can wear the sour belts to the Tribeca Film Festival.
Jen Savage, tell us who you're wearing. I think I'm wearing Paproxy Delight string cheese. She's like, my outfit is personalized for me by Willy Wonka. It's a designer you haven't heard of. He's very fashion forward.
And then what else? You got into Upright Citizens Brigade?
Yeah, but it's not as
Wait, that's very prestigious. Is
It's
it not?
so prestigious.
Yeah, no, but it's not like when you say you like got into something like you had to audition or apply. Getting into UCB is next to impossible because it fills up so quickly.
Right.
So for the past 7 months, I've literally been like at their website every morning, and only once in the past 7 months did I come close to getting into a class. There was an availability, but they make you fill out this whole like form, and you can't autosave your information.
Oh,
So you have to
gross.
go through the process of like putting in billing, all this shit, and then your credit card, and then you submit. Then it takes you to a page where it's like, are you sure you want to submit this? And then the last time it happened, everything sold out by the time I filled out the form. But yesterday morning, I came into work, and I wasn't like really feeling that all that happy. And I opened up Facebook, and there was a girl from my improv class at the People's Improv Theater who's just like crushing it. She's doing all these like fucking independent films and all this stuff, and I just felt like so down on myself. And she inspired me to go check the UCB website, and so I did. And there was one open slot, and I signed up for it. So I start on Sunday. My instructor's name is Keisha Zoller, so we already know. We already know we gonna be BFFs.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm really excited
Jewish
about it.
black woman. You guys are gonna be best friends.
Yeah. Wait till she finds out my name is Hooray Rosenblatt.
Totally.
The cool thing is that when a class does open, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to open at a good time. And this one happened to be open on Sundays from 11:30 to 2:30, which is something I can do. Because other classes they offer are like Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. It's like, how do you make that work? Yeah.
Even people in like the service industry would have to leave at like 3 or 4 to go to work. Like, how do you pull that off?
They should either make them like really early in the morning or late at night, but not like in the middle of the day where it's like you can't do anything but this class. So yeah, I start on Sunday. I'm really excited about it. The one thing that I've learned in taking these classes is that like you go in, you get into them to like network and meet other people. Like the people that I met in my classes last year have all inspired me to keep doing things. And then Liz, I'm excited for you to be in Nueva York because we're going to start a whole new life together here.
Oh my god. And I need so much help with the networking stuff. I seriously did not realize what a big part of it the whole networking thing is. And I thought I had like escaped that when I left the like real work world. But
Dude.
Well, it's because we were trying to build the wrong network. We were trying to build LinkedIn networks, which is not fucking shit that we need.
Yeah.
But it's funny how like we've attached all these sort of like maybe like businessy buzzwords or like kind of stuff to like networking. We call things networking. We act like it's like some like facet of like the corporate world or business life, but really it's just like relationships with people, and like that's how you get anything done in the world.
I hate
Like
them.
you can't do anything by yourself. Nobody ever does. It's impossible. And in order to accomplish anything in life, you have to get other people on board. You have to find a team to work with, and
Yeah.
it's like a fundamental principle. Like even since fucking caveman days, you had to like befriend other cave.
Oak, are you frozen?
So you guys could do. You feel me?
Yeah,
Are you frozen or am I freezing?
That got frozen.
I think I might have been frozen. Hold on, I'm gonna do a renegade move, and I'm gonna try to switch to the hard line off the Wi-Fi.
What?
Oh god, I just turned off my Wi-Fi.
Oh my god. God, I feel like we're in like one of those space movies where one person jumps from like one spaceship to the next spaceship, and you don't know if he's gonna make it.
I'm such a hypochondriac that I feel like I can't breathe right now because
Me too. I feel like I'm gonna upset the space out.
It worked. We're good.
We're good.
That was the sound of me imploding.
That's a really good space scream, Bizzle. That's really good.
Thank you. Yesterday, I met up with a former colleague that I hadn't seen in a long time, and she was like, "Hey, I'm in your neighborhood. Let's grab coffee." So we grabbed coffee in the afternoon, and I told her my news about finally being able to get into a class, and she said another one of our former colleagues lucked out like a year ago and got into one, and so she's been taking the ones that follow, and she's got this group of friends that are working on like digital shorts and web series and stuff like that. And I was like, that's the kind of stuff that I want to get involved in.
Totally. That's awesome.
We've already got so much started though with like a fucking podcast and everything. Once we get like, I'm serious. Most people I've talked to are still trying to figure out how to get a podcast. So it feels weird to be at the advance. Yeah, I've talked to a couple people that say, "Oh, that's something that I always wanted to do. I think it would be fun." And then when I tell people, "Yeah, I've been doing one with friends for over a year," they're like, "Are you serious?"
I feel like babies have podcasts now.
Well, first I got offended because I'm like, I fucking promote this podcast everywhere. So the fact that you didn't know I have a podcast is fucked up.
Right.
We're gonna blow up. This is our year.
I don't promote this podcast enough because I still have a little bit of fear surrounding like people hearing the things that I really say. I understand that there's like such a difference between like who I am in the world and like who I am and like coming in sideways, and I need to like integrate those two personalities.
But I bet you think that there is more than there actually is.
I guess that's true.
I mean,
I'm pretty Tourette'sy.
Yeah, and also you're not as Tourette'sy as you might think on this podcast.
You're not. I honestly don't see any difference. The thing that resonates with our listeners is that they feel like they're part of our friendship when they listen to it. I've had a couple people say that where it's like I'm listening to it and I feel like I'm listening to my friends speak. And it's not just sour belt straws suspenders that says that.
Yeah. Well, our viewers and our listeners are our friends. Thanks for being our friends, viewers and listeners.
Yes.
Thanks for inviting us into your skull.
Yeah, exactly. We're never leaving now. We're terrible earworms.
Speaking of our listeners, I was talking to some coworkers the other day because they were talking about celebrities that they run into on the regular in New York, and one person was like, "Oh, my regular person is Sarah Jessica Parker."
Oh.
And I was like, "Oh, I've met her," and they were like, "No, you didn't." And I was like, "Yeah." So I went to my my Instagram post of a picture of me and Sarah Jessica Parker. And they're like, "Yeah, but that doesn't mean she's like your regular celebrity." And I was like, "Her husband listens to my podcast." And I totally plugged our listener, Matthew Broderick, as the Matthew Broderick. So thank you, Matt Broderick.
Yeah, thank you, Matthew Broderick, for catapulting us into stardom.
Now
that person's definitely going to listen to our podcast because they think that the Matthew Broderick does listen to our podcast. But there's this other Matthew Broderick who is... more in theater. I don't know.
So speaking of fans, we do have a tweet from a longtime super fan Eric Choi who suggests an inspirational tampon quote.
Oh yes, we were
Keep
talking
calm
about this last week.
and go with the flow.
Yeah, it's a really good one.
So should we start our own line of tampons where we like put real fucking zingers on the wrappers?
I mean, yeah, it would. We could also have like joke tampons because it'd be like joke popsicles, where like you open up the tampon wrapper and like a joke is on the inside. Like
Yeah,
knock
okay.
knock, who's there? Your period.
Wait, if we say trademark, does that mean we just trademarked that idea?
Yes.
Because
I think so. Yes. But like, do you know how bad the jokes on joke popsicle sticks are?
They're really bad, but we can make the
Fucking
tampon ones
terrible.
way worse. What's white and red and chunks all over?
A baby in a blender.
Totally. Also.
All right, let's see. I'm just getting up some joke popsicle sticks here.
Okay. Do
What's
you just
the
have
best-
some on hand? Oh.
Yeah. So what's the best side of the mouse to put the porch on? What? Oh.
What?
What's the best side of the house to put
House.
the porch on?
I don't even know. Usually I know the answer to the choke popsicle. I don't know.
The
this one.
outside.
Oh!
I'm so embarrassed that I have an inside porch now.
That shit was on fleek. I'm sorry. I still don't do it.
What
right.
goes 99 clunk, 99 clunk, 99 clunk? A centipede with a wooden leg.
Ah! God! How do I not see these coming?
What is the hardest part? Oh my god. This can't be real. What is?
So you're not reading popsicles anymore. You're reading a dildo.
What is the hardest part of a vegetable to eat?
Its head?
The wheelchair.
No.
So fucked up.
No.
Get in there. That's not on a joke popsicle.
I realize that this has been photoshopped. This is not a real joke popsicle. I just
You've
Googled
been
image
had.
searched joke popsicle sticks.
You were just had.
I was totally had.
And now I'm never going to get that joke out of my head. I'm going to tell it to everyone I know.
Until I get to tell it on stage. You get
Absolutely.
booed out of the city of Boston.
But yeah, like
Wait,
it has it out
Liz, you
before.
should absolutely tell that joke.
Oh my god, I think that's gonna be a good one. You guys, I resolved that at my next stand-up comedy open mic, I'm doing the Bob Dylan with a weed whacker impression. I missed my perfect opportunity actually on Tuesday night. Everyone was talking about impressions, and the host of the open mic was like, "I just want one time somebody to get up there and give like a normal impression, not like blah 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 doing blah blah blah." He's like, "I just want to see Al Pacino," and I wanted to get up next and be like, "Well, I have an impression of Bob Dylan using a weed whacker."
I think you should do it.
You
I
absolutely
should've done
should, though, because when you think about it, that's going to be your thing. You know what I mean? And when you go out on stage, people are going to. It's kind of like the whole Ellen thing, where she starts her show with the whole dance.
Yeah.
You would think that after fucking 10 years she would stop doing it, but she does it, and people fucking love it, and it's her thing.
Yeah.
You should definitely just kick off every show with it, because people fucking go crazy for it.
Yeah, I'm trying to find my like good opening joke.
Still busy. And imagine if you're seeing a show for the first time and some chick with suspenders just walks on stage and she's like, "Still busy." You have no choice but to laugh.
Do you assume I'm gonna wear suspenders on stage?
I don't assume. I see you. I've met you.
Maybe I will get into a suspenders phase.
Okay,
I'm trying to
I got the joke that you're gonna open with.
Okay, great.
How did Melanie improve her hearing? She ate an ear of corn.
Oh
And
no! What? That is not even funny at
How
all.
do animals blend into the desert? With camouflage. These jokes are fucking abusive to my sensibilities.
Do you guys want to hear my opening joke? This is the one that I've been trying out lately. So, guys, I'm starting to question the word of our Lord Jesus Christ. I mainly question the word flock because he uses his disciples to describe like his flock, the group of people that follow him. But I feel like it would have been better if he had called them his herd, because then he could have gone out and said, "I'm gonna go give my word to the herd," and it would have been like the first recorded rap lyric.
Oh, why did he not call them the herd?
The herd, like that. I feel like that was a really big missed opportunity. Forget the whole like translation to English stuff, but.
What you should do when you say that, when you deliver that joke, is do the sign of the cross when you say "Our Lord Jesus Christ." It'll throw people off.
That's true. So guys, I recently discovered that every single one of my hooded sweatshirts has a stain on it. So does that mean I should stop wearing hooded sweatshirts?
No. You
Do you think I
should.
should re-up on hooded sweatshirts though? Aren't I a
Yeah.
little bit long in the tooth for that?
What kind of stains?
I don't know if you can see this one. This is
you
all
have
up. I don't even know how that happened. It's all up on like my boob area.
Do you have Yami Yager stains?
I do
this morning?
Yammer yogurt stains. Yammer yogurt should definitely start his own yogurt line called Yammer yogurt.
So I told you guys a little bit of a spoiler alert because I told you I met up with Jen yesterday for candy. And homegirl she looked fantastic, by the way. She was wearing like tight white jeans and like stylish boots and a nice jacket. She looked like people would notice her on the street, particularly because she had a big ass coffee stain on her lap. She looked so good. She was waiting for me. She was waiting for me at the coffee shop, and she's like checking her phone, and her hair is draped down, and she had she looked really good yesterday. And she stands up and she goes, "Bizzle, I dropped coffee in my pants, and then I thought I would use a Tide pen, and it made it worse." It's like, of course.
Oh,
Of course.
Speaking of coffee, Byram, can we talk about this morning's latest butchery of your name at the coffee shop?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
This is a good one.
My room.
My room.
My room. Really?
My room. I swear
My
to God.
room.
Well,
And-
it's sort of
and-
like a combination between your name and mushroom.
Yeah, and,
Yep.
and the best part is this Starbucks that I started going to, they don't write your name on the cup with a marker. So before they could scribble if they didn't understand your name, and it was just kind of like, all right, they put a B and then just some scribbles. But they actually have to type it out and print out the label for the coffee cup. So this guy went in and wrote "my room."
He wrote, MYWROO.
So of course I'm flattered because I've never been fucking solicited at a Starbucks before.
Right.
But I said yes. I said, "Where is it?"
I said he went to Jared.
I turned all Southern. I was like, "Well, I do declare, sir, I'm a Christian. I don't do that."
Oh, how is spring out in the burbs?
So it's going good. I'm continuing my hopeless battle to get our lawn to look like anything other than a decrepit piece of shit. So that's going. But the weather's warming up. Leah went for a buggy ride at daycare yesterday with the rest of the gang.
Oh my God! Why do kids have so much cooler things? I want to go for a fucking buggy ride.
They pile all the babies into this giant sled, and they
Totally.
they cruise around the yard.
And Leah farted.
Leah
ruining fun for
farted,
everyone.
and of course she had to wear a layer of sunblock half an inch thick and a hat that shades her and 20 square feet around.
Yeah.
It's the floppiest, most gigantic hat that she wears because her skin is translucent.
Yeah. She should never have any sun on her skin.
Yeah, so we're living the dream out here in the burbs.
Leah, on her 9-month photo on Facebook, Leah's mom puts up a photo of her, or a couple photos for every month of her life, which is wonderful. But she looks like she's standing up and walking.
Dude, she's fucking huge.
Yeah, she's a beast.
Yeah, she's like Dikembe Mutombo.
Totally, but her feet are so small. Her feet are really small.
Her feet are really small. She can't wear shoes; they just fall off.
Totally.
So no hats are big enough to fit her. She wears hats for a fucking 5-year-old. But she can't. Shoes are impossible. She can't. They won't stay on her feet. It's like trying to put shoes on a fish.
Yeah, her legs just come to a point.
Right. So it's really funny. But she's doing good. She had an ear infection last weekend.
Oh wow.
Which was sad.
Do you guys have a home remedy for that?
Go to the doctor.
Yeah, so we didn't, which is probably why I'm so fucked up and I probably have tumors in my head. Our cure for ear infections when I was a kid were to warm up a little bit of cognac and just put a couple of drops in your ear.
Yeah.
It worked.
Yeah. Cognac is the Albanian Windex, I think.
It's why all the windows in my house are so fucking brown
Totally.
and streaked.
I like that Albanian Windex.
Totally.
Albanian Windex should be the name of this podcast. Guys, you know what's
Also
you know what's
a good
pretty crazy?
hipster baby name.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? So Leah's 9 months old, and
Yes.
the guy who lives upstairs from me, he has a 9 month old, and I saw him yesterday walking out of the house with her on his shoulders. He was giving her like a piggyback ride, and she had her hands around his head, right? And he just had his one hand holding both of her feet in front of his neck, and he was just walking like he trusted her.
Wow.
That's fucking scary. I
Yeah.
got panicked when I saw it because I was like, what if she just fucking doesn't know any better and she
Yeah.
just lets go of his head, you
Babies
know?
are not smart. They really do
No.
stupid things all the time.
Right.
And I really wouldn't trust that baby to make good decisions.
Yeah.
The weirdest thing is that there's a bunch of babies in my neighborhood, including a baby that I live with. But the babies haven't come outside for like the entire winter. So like I remember seeing them in like January and they were like little babies. And then it's like a number of months later and they're all like grown up now. It looks like they all went into like little time machines.
Well,
And, like,
They
came
have
out.
boyfriends. They're
Yeah,
driving.
exactly. They all like have 401ks and shit.
the nice thing about the baby ecosystem that maintains the balance is that the babies will come out in the spring and they'll eat all the turds that have been
Yes,
from the
that's
winter.
exactly it. It's like this amazing cycle of life.
Right, it's a cycle of
As,
life.
speaking
Yeah.
of that, have you guys noticed that anytime we have a warm day, it fucking reeks?
That's New York
Because-
City. I can't wait to come back.
No, but
Hot
you know what
garbage.
it is? No, it's not the hot garbage. People haven't been picking up after their dogs,
Oh, yeah.
after their dogs shit when it snows. So then you have a warm day, and then everything smells like poop all around the city.
Ooh.
Dude,
That's got to
it's-
be big in Boston, because Boston smells like poop to begin
But
with.
people in Boston are really conscientious about picking up their dog poops. People in Boston are like way more nervous than people in New York. People in
Really?
Boston are always scared of getting in trouble about shit. People in New York don't give a fuck.
You should be scared of getting into trouble about picking up your dog shit.
Dude, sometimes dogs have really fucked up diarrhea and you can't get all of it.
Well, at least pick
True.
some dirt over
No,
it.
no, but you
No,
do.
but
How-
you
it's the
can't if
worst.
it's all snow. Like, there's no dirt. It's just fucking snow. It's a really terrifying feeling. I've
Okay,
been there.
first of all, diarrhea is not really the problem because the diarrhea is going to sort of go away with the melting snow and the rain.
But at the same time, this
Fucking
dog.
logs that sit there.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I babysat my friend's dog, and that motherfucker had this like extreme diarrhea, and I was just like, I didn't even have like a fucking dog poop bag. I like went and picked up a plastic bag off the sidewalk and turned it into a glove and was just like scooping handfuls of like wet poop from one place to the other. I just like didn't want the big stain on the white snow, so
Welcome to my entire life.
Liz, that wasn't you weren't walking a dog. That was us after we went to Stephanie's on Newbury.
That's true. That's true. After we ate
I
like
have-
2/3 of the block of cheese.
I have witnessed people try to pick up dog diarrhea, and I
Oh.
always feel miserable for them, but then I'm proud of them at the same time because other people would just fucking walk away from it.
Yeah. The best thing is going to the vet with, because it's just like going to the baby doctor because all they do is talk about poop. It's like the entire discussion of like how the dog's health centers around the dog's poop, and that's true with babies too, isn't it?
I have no idea
No.
what indicators there are of Leah's health. She's an utter fucking opaque mystery to me.
Yeah, that's true.
She cries sometimes because she's not feeling well, or she's just in a bad mood, or I'm not her mom. I don't know
Right.
what's going on. She's a total fucking mystery.
Yeah, they all are.
Tell me things, but I don't know whether she's really mad because she wants a pacifier or because she has an ear infection.
Right. Could be anything.
Could be anything.
Could be anything.
How did she get a ear infection? Did she have like food in there?
It just happens. She just she's had like she's in a constant state of like a cold from daycare. Like she just gets sick from daycare all the time, and apparently a lot of times babies are prone to ear infections at the end of a cold.
I used to fake ear infections a lot when I was young.
Yeah.
I like found out somewhere. Yeah, I found out somewhere that ear infections were like a good way to like say you were sick, but like there's really no way to prove it except like you had a fever. But I would always somehow manage to like convince mom that like, well, sometimes you don't have a fever, and I should just stay home. I did that with strep throat too. Do you remember I was always making mom take me to the like healthcare center to get tested for strep
I
throat?
do vaguely remember
But
that.
then by the time we would get back from the test, it would be like too late to go to school. It was like a pretty awesome ruse.
You know, funny story. So two quick stories. One, when I was in high school, the woman who worked at the dean's office who used to hand out detention, she you would get late detention if you came to school late. So one of my friends suffered from migraines. It's something that the woman who worked at the dean's office could relate to, so she always gave him a freebie. Like he would come in late and he'd be like, I had a migraine this morning, and he legitimately had them, but he made the mistake of telling me, and then I started using the same excuse.
Nice.
And she would, whenever she'd see me throughout the day, she'd always like want to talk about migraines and like compare migraines, and I'd always be like, yeah, I felt nauseous and dizzy, and then she'd look at me like, you don't know what a migraine is, dude. My second story is calling out sick is great, but when I was a doorman in high school, this guy Abraham, who had to have been like 400 pounds, he would relieve me in the morning. So I'd work 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. and then go home, change, and go to school. He would he would be the one who would ideally relieve me at like 6:45, so I had a little bit of a buffer. He'd always come in late. One day he called at like 6:55 and he goes, I can't come in today. My uniform doesn't fit. I was like, how did it fit yesterday?
Overnight.
Today, it's the same uniform.
That's a really good excuse.
I gave him credit though. He fucking owned it. He's like, my pants don't fit. I'm not coming in today.
You're like,
Damn.
okay, I guess I'll just skip school.
I feel like that's got to be some kind of wake-up call.
Right.
I can't go to work because my pants don't fit.
Yeah.
You literally put on centimeters on your waistline like overnight. That's fucking rock bottom.
That's gas, probably.
Yeah.
What else was I gonna say, guys? I last night at work, one of my coworkers, he's a really nice guy. I really like him a lot. I probably shouldn't talk about this on here. Anyway, but he came into work with a serious backache, and I had like worked a double and really wanted to go home, but like it was obvious that he needed to go home because he was like old and his back really hurt.
Yeah.
And I really wish that in the situation I could have acted more gracefully about it, but I was like a real dickhead to him about it. His like back already hurt, and I acted like a real jerk about having to stay so he could go home. Give me some advice how to deal with that better.
So I think that we've like talked about this sort of notion before, but being present and realizing like when you're in a bad mood, I think is really important, and like sort of being able to understand that like you don't get to inflict your bad mood on other people.
Right.
That like you have to like that, like just like your BO or your like bad breath, like you have to, we actually had to think like a whole show on this.
Yeah, we did. I know, I remember. I have a hard time applying it in daily life.
Again, it's like really easy to talk about when you're like properly caffeinated in the morning.
Right, exactly.
And everything seems to be going very well.
Right.
And it's almost impossible to apply like universally.
Right.
But that's like just it's like a struggle of life. I mean, you know what I mean? Like I don't think you'll ever just like have that shit nailed. You'll always like, have your emotions drive you to acting a way that like maybe you wished you hadn't, but that's all people, I think.
Yeah, that's true.
I think you just try every day to be a little better than you were the day before, but
just when you see him tonight, just lick his face and be like, hey. What I do is just fake amnesia. Just fucking pretend you don't remember what happened the day before.
Yeah, and I always think I was way more of a dick than I actually was, so I'm sure I was probably fine.
Also, the fact that you're thinking about it and talking about it speaks highly of you. Most people don't even realize.
Sometimes I just feel like how could I be such an asshole as to get mad at this poor man who has this like terrible backache? So sometimes I have these like waves of embarrassment about stuff like that.
That's a good thing. I mean, it's not good for you. I mean, if you were like a sociopathic narcissist, you'd be much more comfortable. But
I wish I was a sociopathic narcist.
Right?
Sometimes.
It would be so much easier.
I'd be so much better at so many things.
I am though, because I had a meeting with one of my coworkers the other day, and it did. I was a little frustrated with her because she was contradicting shit that I was saying. She's younger, and she had some of her direct reports in the meeting, and I had my direct reports in the meeting, and I'm senior to her, so I was like, she was contradicting shit that I was saying, and so afterwards I was like, can we talk? And she was giving me her side of thing, but she was being kind of bullish, and I was like, I could, smooth things over right now. I'm new at this company. I can say, hey, let's just put this behind us. But I fucking sat there, and I was just correcting her, and I was like, no. And I I knew what I was doing, and I was going full throttle, even though I was like, I shouldn't be doing this. I should literally just squash this right now and move on, because she didn't have ill intentions. But I was just sitting there and fucking just drilling her. I was like, I think you have deeper issues than that. I was almost having fun with it.
Wow, yeah, dude, I get to that point a lot of times too.
It's so bad.
It's so bad. And it's like I find in the moment I'm like enjoying myself. Like
Yeah.
and it's so bad. Like all I do is read books about mindfulness and loving kindness and fucking Buddhism and meditation. And this poor girl at work is annoying me. And so every time she went to polish a glass, I would like look at the glass and be like, do it again.
This is how genocides happen.
I know.
That's
Slow
the part of
Milosevic
that's
over
the
here.
part of the human soul where fucking mass murders come from.
It's true. It's a fucking horrible place.
There's darkness in there.
There really is. And it comes out.
Yep.
And there's like whole television shows and like and movies and television series dedicated to it.
It's so
Dedicated
funny though.
to dirty
'cause-
glasses.
No, just to like the darkest worst part of our like
Oh yeah.
personhood.
Yeah, it's called Vanderpump Rules.
Mm-hmm.
Are you drinking out of a tomato sauce jar?
Yeah, I'm a hipster.
Guys, I have my 15-year high school reunion on Saturday.
Blurg.
I've never really thought about growing up. Like I still honestly think of myself as a teenager sometimes. And I still think with my like teenager hat on, and the fact that I'm going to my 15-year reunion, they sent an email confirming who's registered so far. There's about like 15 people. I think there were probably like 99 people in my graduating class. The people that are going are all married with kids.
Yay!
And I'm gonna be. I never thought of myself in that like cliche reunion scenario where like I show up and I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to break into entertainment. I live
You're
in
the
an
head of
apartment in the
studios
Bronx.
at an internet company.
I don't know what that means. Someone's gonna ask what that means. I'm not gonna know how to describe it.
And you can't even get a studio for your podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just so funny. Like everyone like lives. They're all like wealthy and they live in the city and they have 2 children and they're married and they're all gonna show up in like Ubers and I'm gonna show up in a 1998 Mercury Mountaineer. That's gonna sound like 99 clunk clunk, 99 clunk clunk. And I'm gonna show up with like an ill-fitting outfit. And they're like, "Hey, what have you been up to the last 15 years?" I'm like, "I got into a comedy troupe. I have a podcast."
Totally.
And then there's gonna be like a buffet, and I'm gonna just stand at the buffet nervously eating.
Why wouldn't? That's what everyone does at buffets. That's what buffets are for. Nervous eaters.
Do you guys go to your reunions?
No.
I went to my 10-year. I'm not going anymore.
I went to my 5-year. I'm not going anymore.
I keep in touch with the people who I want to keep in touch with, and
Yeah.
other than that, I mean,
Facebook does the rest. Other than that, they just want us to give them money.
yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what the motive is. I went to my 5-year and 10-year for college, and I won't go to another one because it just wasn't worth it. And then for high school, I went to my 5-year. I skipped the 10-year, and I just kind of want to go to this one. I don't know why I feel obligated to go, but I feel like I should. I know I'll regret it, but you know what? It's in the Bronx, so I'll just fucking shoot over there. If I don't like it, I'll leave.
Totally. Poop on the sidewalk, leave. Kiss.
I'm not picking it up. I'm just gonna shit through my skirt and just let it land where it lands.
Totally. That's the point of wearing a fucking skirt.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be fucking rocking it.
Do you have a shut the fuck up segment planned?
I've been thinking about this morning, and my shut the fuck up for today is a little bit meta, and it goes out to everyone. And it's shut the fuck up with your feelings about everything. We make such bad decisions based on our like feelings and intuitions. Like, we decide like, for example. You saw that Aaron Hernandez was recently convicted of murder one for the murder of this guy Odin Lloyd, and yet for some reason it's bigger news and it's more offensive and more more people get outraged about like Michael Vick hitting dogs or like the Patriots deflating footballs. For some reason, these are more outrageous than the fact that this guy was on like a 1.5 year long PCP fueled murder rampage where he killed like 3 people and attempted to kill a couple of others. And we're kind of cool. We're whatever. We're good.
Right.
We're good with that. But deflate some footballs or engage in dogfighting, unacceptable.
Yeah.
It's
cheat
emotions.
on your wife or blah blah blah.
Exactly. It's not doing the fucking math.
Right.
And like,
right.
as Adam Carolla's famous example of like, if you light up a cigarette outside a restaurant, you're gonna fucking leave there in zip ties. They're gonna kick your ass and fucking beat you all over the place for something that has no effect on anyone else. And yet, your entire neighborhood is filled with people with fucking leaf blowers who are putting every piece of disgusting cancer-causing particulate that's on the ground into the air and burning fuel and depleting the ozone layer and increasing global warming. But we don't care about that. Don't care about the leaf blowers, only care about the cigarettes. Why? Because of our stupid emotions, because we're not doing the math. So I would say to you, dear listener, shut the fuck up and do the math.
That was such a good shut the fuck up.
That was a really good shut
loved
the
it.
fuck up. That was a really good one. Shut the fuck up, do the math. Love Oakley Hall.
I am going to think twice now before revving up my leaf blower after I finish
I have a
brunch.
leaf blower. I'm probably going to use it later today. I'm just saying that, like, I understand what the impact that I'm inflicting on the world, and it is far graver than the impact I'd be inflicting on the world if I were smoking a cigarette in my backyard.
Yep, absolutely. But I was with my friend Veronica last night, and she smokes butts, and she was like, I just went into the store to buy a pack of cigarettes, and the guy standing behind me was like giving me like all sorts of like judgmental looks. And then I looked into his hands, and he was buying like a double-sized pack of fucking Oreos.
Right?
Like, dude, those fucking Oreos are gonna kill you way faster
So,
than these cigarettes.
speaking of doing the math, there are a number of studies that indicate that the economies of countries where people smoke a lot are much healthier because as people start to age, when they smoke, they just die.
Yeah,
They
and
don't
just
live
staying alive
for
forever.
fucking 25 years on life support because they're morbidly obese and their arteries can't pump their blood, but they're still hanging on.
Right.
When you smoke, you just die,
You
and
just
then the civilization doesn't have to keep you
It fucking
tottering on.
hastens the process.
I mean-
and God bless it.
It's all well and good to say when it's not you or somebody you love,
Of
but
course, exactly, yeah.
if you're gonna do the math, that's
Right.
kind of the math.
Yeah. I like that one. Shut the fuck up, do the math. Anybody want to do a quick pick of the week?
Yeah, let's do picks of the week. I don't have one yet, so someone go first so I can think of one.
I've started reading my new agey mumbo jumbo book, and it's called The Art of Power by Thich Nhat Hanh, and he was a Vietnamese Buddhist monk. And I actually just started it, but it's already really good. I'll sort of tweet that out later on. The Art of Power, and it's about how the concept of power has been really misconstrued, and how we each can have our own individual power and how to manifest
His
that.
name is Thich Nhat Hanh.
Thich Nhat Hanh. It's
Ah.
like Thick. Nhat. Yeah.
Nice.
Vietnamese brother.
My pick of the week is a book called Damon by Daniel Suarez. The basic plot of the story is that this computer game developer designer dies, and he leaves behind this program that lives in the internet and starts to run it works outside of human control. It's kind of like an AI, but it's not smart. It just does things based on the news or whatever that happens. And it just is fucking awesome. It basically the purpose of this Damon is to sort of change human civilization away from the I don't know. Anyway, that's sort of a spoiler, but you have to read it. It's so fucking good.
Damon.
Daemon. So a daemon is all your computers that you use have daemons. It's like a program that's designed to sort of act without interact. It waits for some event and then does something else. So
that's when you get a random email that says mailer demon, right?
Yeah, that used
exactly.
to stress me out so much because I always read demon in it. I'm like, why is the mailer demon sending me things?
I always thought it was Damon Wayans taking
Oh,
over.
word. Yeah.
well, that's a daemon. It just waits for something to happen and then does something else. And anyway, this book is fucking awesome, dude. I blew through it in a week, and I've already started on the sequel. That's excellent. So Damon by Daniel Suarez. I'll tweet it out.
My pick of the week is the picture I just sent the two of you. I was reading my favorite blog, delisted.com, and Chris Hansen from To Catch a Predator looks so much like one Oakley Hall in the photo that I just shared with you guys.
Oh my God, that is fair. That is a fair point.
I've never been that clean shaven. I will.
So my pick of the week is Oakley Hall, the new star of To Catch a Predator.
Totally. Shut the fuck up. You're
Shut
arrested.
the fuck up. Going to prison forever.
Can you imagine that? You'd be fucking great at that show. Shut the fuck up. Put your face down on the driveway. You're going.
Yeah, but you'd like tell him using like a popsicle stick joke. Be like, shut the fuck up. What's red, white, and blue? And a police car because you're going to jail.
Right, what's black and blue and going to prison forever?
Yeah.
Oak would start it by saying, "What's red, white, and blue?" And the guy would be like, "What?" And then Oak would sit there and finish the popsicle so he could get to the joke at the other end,
Yeah,
like a
totally.
full-on purple mouth. And then read it with his purple lips and be like, "A police car, you motherfucker, you going down."
And the guy would
like,
just be standing there the whole time.
like patiently waiting for him to finish it. But
You're like, no, I really want to hear this joke. Yeah. I really want to hear this joke.
It'd be one of those really long, like it's a Kadoozy ice pops that Oak is deep throating.
Right. It's like a two-parter, so he has to like break them apart and like eat.
Remember those? They never broke evenly. You'd always have
no, they never
1 3/4 ice pop, and then the other one would have like a very little bit on a stick.
Totally. There was always like the white privilege and then like the 99%.
I think our parting thought should be: don't ever get the short side of the two-parter popsicle.
Don't ever get the short side of the
Never.
two-sided popsicle, y'all. All right. I love you guys.
Love you guys.
See you next
Love
week.
you guys. Albanian Windex.
Albanian Windex. Woo-woo!